Hello, it's Elena Strombo from SodaTutorials.com. Elena is my in-game name, but today my in-game name is Eleanor. Eleanor is a new character I've created here in Shroud of the Avatar. It's part of a series just to help new players be able to understand what to do and how to start get moving around in the world. So this is actually the third video, and we start out with, in the first video, creating the character, literally logging for the first time, creating the character, going into the opening town, which for me was on the path of courage, which was in Highvale, exploring the area, getting everything I can, and getting out of there and coming to the first town I needed to go to, which was Resolute. Resolute is the town's right around the corner from Highvale, and I had to complete the first quest where I had to go deliver the knight's amulet that he gave me, an amulet to give to his beloved, which I did in the game here. And so now I'm here, I'm kind of, okay, I could start exploring around Resolute and start adventuring. But I'm more familiar to be on the south coast and the perennial coast down by Soltown. It's just where I started out with originally the game. So what I'm going to do in this one is basically show you how I'm going to leave Resolute and how I'm going to make my way down to the town. So I'm here, I'm actually by the gate, and this is Eleanor here. And so I'm going to come out of the gate. If you look at the map if you bring up M key and look at the map on any town you're in, this will come up in a second here. It's going to bring the map of the town I'm in right now, the area I'm in. You can tell here's the city square, which is where I'm at, and this is actually the, if I click into here, this is the south exit to Novia, so it's the closest exit to me. So I'm going to go through the gate and then come out here and go to the south exit. Now there probably are other exits. Let's see if there is any. Nope, not for Resolute. Just here. So, Resolute's like its own little area. So a lot of towns have multiple exits. So this one's here. So I'm going to navigate and go down to here and go out. And that's going to put me back on the big map, which is called Novia. Think of it, the world map. And you can travel from city to city on the world map and then go into cities. So I just want to, if you hit the letter M key, this is your Soda map. It's in-game kind of map for now. It's new for release 40. So I'm going to leave that up so you can see where I'm moving on that, and I'm going to come over here at this gate. The cursor doesn't change, but there's a little switch here. See if you can double click it by literally going to it and clicking twice, or if you just in locked mode here, if you can hit the letter E key. The E is kind of like your execute or your action key. If I click that, it'll open up, and you'll see me moving on my little map down there in the lower right corner. Sometimes, note, you'll see some wagons as you go out of towns near the exit. You'll see something like this. If you mouse over it, this is something. It says Soren Fields. Soren Fields is actually a player-owned town, so it's actually another town you could go to. So if you actually execute that, it'll take you to that town. So there are things on the big map, the over map. You'll see like Resolute and the proper cities. You'll see some player-owned towns on there. Those are called overworld towns. They're basically, you can get at them from the overworld or the big map. But there are a lot of other towns that you can't get to from the big map. You have to be inside of a town. So this is like one of those that if you wanted to go to Soren Fields, you have to come into Resolute and then take a wagon over to it. So those are ones, you'll hear them called as ones with overland access or not. This one doesn't. So basically you have to go into Resolute to get to Soren Fields, as opposed to just being out on the map and going directly into it. So if you see these or balloons, boats, they will take you to other towns. And usually there's a reciprocal one, so it can come back. Actually, you know what? Why not pop in there? I'm going to go to Soren Fields. I'll show you what it means. I'll show you one of these towns in here. So there are the big cities, the metropolises, the ones that are, let's say, owned by the games, like Resolute, Central Brittany, Xenos, are big cities. They're owned by the game. It's mostly, it's all content that's generated by Portalarium, and there are player housings in there. Those are just called, your big towns. But there are also towns owned by people themselves. So players have paid money to own a spot, which is a town that they manage. They manage where the buildings go and all that kind of stuff. And those are called player-owned towns, or what we call POTs. So it's dropped me off here. I'm on a bridge, and it looks like there's this guy. So the stuff you're seeing here is something that someone owns and they've decorated or they're building up. Some POTs are more advanced than others. This one, if you see at the very top of the screen, says Soren Fields, governed by Eric Cold. That's the player of the game who owns this town. And so anything you see in here, he is placed. They can pick the kind of town it is, the kind of biome it's in, a wintry one, a swampy one, a fields or whatever they are, island one and whatnot. But what they put in there, where they put stuff, that's actually controlled by them. So take a look at this. This red wagon here says it goes to Novia. That goes to the big upper overworld. That's actually someone's home. In fact, my real character, the character I play with normally, actually owns that same kind of home. That's a town-size home. It's a 2-story keep. Look back over here. There's another red wagon. This one's probably going to go back to Resolute. So this will take you back to Resolute if you hit on it. While this one over here will actually take you to Novia, the overland, the big map. There's an Oracle hut. I mean, you can go use the Oracle hut. I'm sure they've got some other stuff in here. You'll notice that the map down here doesn't have all this information. It's something active, like the players that own these towns have to work with the guy who owns Soda Map, the real Soda Map, and get that information populated. And this person hasn't. But he's got a huge statue here. I'm sure he's got some row houses here. Let's see what's down there. He's placed these pavers down in the city center. I don't know what this says. Elsa Plaza is under construction. PM Nick in the forums if you're interested to set up a shop here. So he's also saying, hey, if you want to own a place, put a shop around here, you can. This is a guard. There's someone's player vendor. This is Drax's Tailoring. So this is someone actually's tailoring shop, but it has no vendors yet. So this is a starting town. It's basically getting there. There's Arsenal. Probably sells weapons. Metalworks. What does John sell? If you can come here and hit the E key or double click. It's got a couple items they're selling on here. Epic plate boots, some plate chest armor, +3, a cloak. You know, it'd be nice to have a cloak. What is this one? This is just a cloak, crafted. I don't have too much money, only have 677, so I'm going to hold off on buying a cloak. There's some other guys in here. What is this? That's just someone's page. It's not really a vendor. Homes merchant. These are merchants. These are actually, I don't want to say they're placeable by the guys who own the towns, but they're actually kind of true NPC ones, part of the game NPC. So if you go to a crafting merchant, these are all crafting things that are sold by poor players. It's not like players generated this content. So this is stuff that they could, they could sell to you. So merchants, the crafting merchant sells crafting stuff. Decoration ones will sell things like for if you own a house, different stations and stuff for that. You want to put a crate in your house, and they have different prices on them. There's a homes merchant here. Sells different kinds of homes. Sells basements, homes. They'll sell raffle tickets for the lottery to own a property deed, so you can place a house. POT is basically a house deed you could place in a player-owned town, while an Anywhere deed can you place it in a player-owned town or any of the regular game towns as well. I do have videos on that kind of go through the basics of that, but yeah. So this is, as I said, this is a player-owned town. I mean, so they do what they want with it, and you'll find that some are very simple, not much to them, and you'll find others that are very a lot more involved and a lot more complex. So let's go here. You'll see these Oracle huts, little houses, and all that. A lot of the smaller towns and definitely in the bigger towns. Every day you can go here, and in a 24-hour period you can talk to the Oracle. Actually, let me get out of there. Double click it. Yes, Eleanor. Do you seek my counsel on the path before you? Perhaps you are here regarding my protection. I can also test your knowledge. So your test. So basically, I'm on the path of courage. So I can basically ask, I can go there and test and say, am I doing well as far as following courage? And if I answer yes or no, and if I answer correctly, give me 500 coin and 500 experience. If I don't, well, it gives me nothing. This is your first time taking a test. Although there is a minor reward involved, do not worry if your answer is incorrect. You can always return later, 24 hours, and learning about yourself is a long and necessary process. I have observed your actions, and while taking along the path of truth, you feel your actions demonstrate how to live according to the virtue of truth. You know what? You can respond, yes, I do, or no, I don't. I do not. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yes. Unfortunately, my observations cannot confirm this. You are not, in fact, following the path of truth. I'm not, so I didn't get anything today. Truth. Regarding Jersey virtues, you can go in and see it. So, you see the Oracle Hut, go visit it. If you can answer the question yes or right and how you're doing, I haven't figured out the rhythm on whether I'm really doing it or not. You can get 500 gold and 500 experience points each day. Look, it's getting dark, so I'm going to use that spell that I showed yesterday. So I opened up my tree for the light spell. I can come and click this, or I can press the number 6 key in my hotbar. So I'm going to hit the number 6 key. Light. Oh. So there we go. Looks like there's someone over there at that house. Where's that? Oh, there's a wagon. There's actually someone there. It just lit up. So anyways, I'm going to go down here. I'm not going to go back to Resolute. I want to get back to Novia, the overworld. So I'm going to go directly there. Here it is. Once the thing turns green, you can say double click this or hit the E key. And I'm off to Novia. So I'm going to leave the town, the player town. I'm actually coming back to the big overworld map. So today, I want to get down to Soltown. This is going to be my base of operations as I go through it. In the big Novia world, Soltown, I know my camera's flipped, is in the southeast corner. I guess it'd be here, as I do this backwards. Yeah, southeast corner. So we're going to look at the overall map. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and kind of show you where I'm going. And I'm going to give you an overview of what's out there right now. Kind of the big world view. May cut off part of this with the video camera. Sorry. I'll take this down here. Okay, so right cursor where I'm at. I'm kind of, if I look at the big map, I'm going to kind of zoom it out a little bit. I'm not in the dead center, but I'm off to the west a little bit. Pretty much a little bit north and a little bit west of the center of the map. Where I need to go, Soltown, is all the way down here. So I've got to make my way down and get over to here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to navigate that. A little bit of treachery along the way. I have to go through some passes, which are enemy areas. I'm a little bit too new, so I'm going to try to run through. I may die, which is fine. I just need to get down there. So I'm going to show you that. So big highlights on it. Every area has a region. Like this is Grunwald. This is Drakvald. This is the Hidden Vale. This is the North Palace. This is the Perennial Coast. So these are the areas, the general areas of the map. Here, you can see there's a large collection of little spots. You can double click in here and zoom in. This is Brittany. So this is actually where, kind of think as Central Britannia. This is the main proper city of the entire world. So there's Central Brit. There's the wharfs, there's Brittany Estates, the bigger houses, Brittany Fields, Brittany's Alleys. But Brittany here is actually Central Brit. That's actually the main one on there. Another key thing in there is that there's a boat outside of here that will take you, and if you look at this shows it right here, but there's actually a boat right here that will take you all the way up, and it takes you up here, goes up past Bloodblade, past the Drakvalds, all the way up to, and I'm going to zoom out here so I can get it all in here, to this island called the Hidden. This is the Hidden Vale. So it's the only way to get to the Hidden Vale. You want to remember that you go to Central Brit, you catch the big boat outside, you double click on it, and it'll take you all the way here to Kingsport. You want to know that because one of the prominent towns that is in here is Owl's Head. Owl's Head is kind of like the shopping capital of the entire world. The reason why this far-off place is when this game is still not released. So when this game was actually developed, one of the first places that was built out was the Hidden Vale. The Hidden Vale was the entire world at that point. Owl's Head was the first town. So people started out here. So everything started here. And then as the game progressed and they started building it out, that's when the rest of Novia, the rest of the continent, it came in. So this is actually kind of like the first spot where things originated in the game. And Owl's Head is right up here. Is a very popular town. You're not going to find housing in there unless you pay for it, and I mean literally pay for it. The vendors in there are some of the highest selling. You know, they sell You can find almost anything you want in Owl's Head, but it's really the kind of the vendor capital of it. So you come into Kingsport, you can walk up, and there's a little bridge. You can go into Owl's Head, and it's a great spot. I own a property in there, so I have a couple of vendors in there as well. So to get to the Hidden Vale, the only way you can get to it is by ship. So this ship will take you back to Central Brit-Novia, and from Central Brit-Novia will take you up to Hidden Vale. It's also popular up here. There's a couple of places. Deep Ravenwood is a very popular. It's a level 5. It's a tougher place. It's a great place to go grinding. There's big red spiders, big wolves, and other liches and stuff. So a lot of people go there grinding away for the stronger characters will go there. A couple of simpler mines up here. There's the Owl's Head Mine, which is Owl's Nest here. There's Ravensmoor, so it's a really cool area. There's a lot of easier and a lot of harder stuff in here, so a lot of people end up in here. I didn't really go back into it till later on in the game, but this is the Central Brit area, so you can see I'm almost directly west of it, and that's the only way to get up to the Hidden Vale. As far as everything else, to get to areas, like if I look at this part of the map, if I want to get from here to over here so I can go down, notice that I have to go through either Nightshade Pass or I have to go through Sanctus Spine. These are all passes, Superstition Canyon. So if I want to get over here, I have to go through this. And this is a monster, and it's a little bit tougher. So as a newer character, I'm going to have to run through it. Sometimes you're going to die, but as you get older, as you get stronger, you'll be able to run through it, and you'll be able to fight your way through it. So I'm going to want to come down here and follow this little path, go across this river, come down south, past this river, hit down here on Cottage Grove, and then actually come through Nightshade Pass and get over to this, to Midmare. From here, then I can start assessing how I want to get back down to Soltown, which is down here. And I could either go down through here and go through another pass. I can come south here, go through this path. There's also a secret little back way that can walk through the mountains, which is probably what I'm going to do, and then work my way across here. So my goal right now is to get down to Soltown. So I want to go from here, across, down, through the pass. So I'm going to make this map a little smaller. And here's Sornfield. Oh look, Sornfield is actually an overworld one. Let's see where Resolute is. Oh, there's just that if you're in Resolute, you can get to it. So it has a wagon to get there from Resolute, but this is an overworld accessible town as well. So most of the time those guys that are inside a town nested in with a wagon aren't, but that one happens to be. So there we go. So there's Sornfields. So I'm going to walk a little bit south, and then I'm going to turn this way. You can tell my compass up on the very top. I'm heading southeast, which corresponds with the map. My light spell ran out, so I'm going to cast it up again, hitting the 6 key. You don't have to. You pretty much can see the map, but I'm just doing it, plus it's raising my level. I'm at level 5 now. The higher my level, the longer it will last, and I don't have to cast it up again and again and again. So here I go across the river. So here's an area. You can tell that this is the South Hinterlands. If I look at the map here, here it is, and if I map over, I can actually click once. This is an adventure scene. It's a tier 3. Typically they're going to rate them as tier 1 to tier 5. And you can tell by the number of skulls. There's 3 skulls here. 1 is easiest, 5 toughest. Just be careful that when you're younger, you're not looking for level 5 areas, you're looking for level 1 areas, level 1, level 2. And we'll talk about some other things you can help you understand that as well. If you click on it, you can actually go in and see what the actual area looks like, but by clicking on this, it'll show the map for it, but I'm not interested at this point. I just want to kind of point that out, just geographically. So here I am, and now I need to come down. Oh, another thing, you can walk across the grass, or you can walk on the path. You walk faster on the path, so your speed goes normal. So I'm gonna, looks like I can wiggle my way through here, and I come across, and I'm into a little bit more of a sandy area. So we're heading south, and I think right here is Cottage Grove, which is a little town I wanted to pass by. This is actually, it's a prominent town because people come through the pass a lot. It actually is built up very nice. It's used one of the major guilds in the game. It's part of their collection of towns and stuff. So it's a great little town. Another thing, when you look at this, can I see that one still? You'll see like this little little collection of little buildings here that represent it. If you see some that have just flat, there's no housing there, it's kind of just little gray squares. The more housings you see, the more popular it is, the more player-owned homes are in there. The fact that this one is all populated means that there's a lot of player-owned homes. There's a lot of people living there. If you see some that only has one little building or two, they don't have that many people living there. This is the Black Blade Foothills. You see, this is a level 2 area. 1 skull, 2 skull. Don't count the ones on the ground. So this is a little bit easier than the one that was over there. But this is Nightshade Pass. This is where I want to go through the mountain. This is a level 3 area. You got, there my spells already ran out. I'm going to cast that up again. 1, 2, 3. So I can come into it. I can either click on the enter button once, or I can actually hit the E key at this point, and I'm going to go into it. You can kind of generally see what Nightshade Pass looks like. It's a pass through the mountain, big lake in the middle, a path that goes out to the other side. There's this big fortress called Hilt. Talk about that one way later. Don't go in there. I don't think you can even make it up the path to it. You'd probably die. And there's some other areas in this, but it's a very popular area for a couple different reasons. But I basically want to go through it, go over the lake, and go out the other side. That's my goal. So I'm going to hit enter, or E. I'm going to go into it, and we're going to shoot across. Nope. Nope. Ah, look for my Diet Coke. I didn't mean to advert for them. Okie dokie. So just by experience, I know that there's a lot of thugs and archers and mages on this part of the path and on the other side. So I typically know what's already going to be in here. You can see my map on here. Looks like I'm heading east. So I'm going to run as fast as I can. Here I'm walking. I just hitting the W key. As soon as I start seeing other ones, I'm going to hit the W key twice. You're going to see me start swinging my arms and running. Here's a ruffian. So first thing, you'll go into auto fight mode. There's an archer. He's going to start shooting at me. I'm already at 35, so I'm probably going to die here. I'm at 15. He's going to shoot a fireball. And I'm dead. Oh, there it goes. Come on, no way. I don't think it's going to let... Oh, it's not letting me die because I'm a new character. That's nice. Good. So I'm literally running past them. I'm past the bush here, and I'm actually running into the water. So I'm aiming for that V shape in the mountains ahead. That's the other side of the pass, and I want to get out there. The big hill fortress is up there. You can see that in the background there. There's a big nasty troll up there. Trolls in this game are tough. Even the regular ones, for new character. I still have a hard time with my other characters just beating one of my own. Let's see. So I'm swimming across. You don't have to do anything to swim. Just hit W and go. You can't sprint though. So there's some animals out here at the beginning, and then I'm going to pass the same kind of mean dudes. Now you see the names that Timberwolf has a name colors in orange. That rabbit is in kind of yellowish green. That's important. These are all orange to me. The color is important. Green for you is something that's easier to kill. Here's someone. Hey, Clips. He's in my guild, So I'm just saying hi to him. He's in my guild. I'm actually part of Lunar Dragons as my real character. So just whipping off a quick little hello, being nice. Get my spell. So the green ones are the easiest ones. That means it's easy to you. If it's red or orange, if it's yellow, it's a little bit harder. Orange is pretty tough. If it's red is like the hardest for you. I mean, if you see a red thing, you're gonna have a hard time. You're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna die with an orange one. If you're fighting one, you may have a chance. So in general, you want to be sticking to mostly yellow things. not the easiest things, green. You want to stick to fighting yellow things. You want to find an area to play or to run around that you actually have yellow creatures. A little tough for you. You may die, which is fine, but it gives you enough skill points. So you're learning your skills. You're using up so many points. A yellow one gives you enough bonus back or experience points back to offset it. If you're always fighting green things, like if I went out to a green area with my main character, yeah, I'd be killing everything, but I'll be getting no experience at it either. And I'll be using more experience than what I'm getting in it. It creates a negative effect on your pool and how much you have there. So be mindful of that. That's how you can tell if a character, don't look at it and say, well, a wolf is hard versus a spider. There are different kinds of spiders. There's different kinds of thugs. It just depends on the level they're at. So always look at the color of the name. Green, yellow, orange, red. Avoid the reds. Stay away from the oranges you can. Focus on the yellows. That's where you're going to get your kind of best bang there. You'll probably be in areas that have a lot of yellows. Try to be in an area that has a lot of yellows, some greens, and maybe 1 or 2 oranges. So anyways, I'm on the other side of the path. That's coming back. I'm back on the overworld map. So I want to go across. I want to get across this river that's down here. Oh, here's this town. As I was talking about before, this one has a lot of buildings, except it has one spot that's free. It's kind of flat in the upper part right here. So this one is not as populated as the other one. So it's just a visual indicator. Here's one over here. Poor town. It's got none. This is Minwent. I don't know what's in there. I've never been in there, but you can tell there's not any, so it's not very populated. That's not uncommon here. I mean, a lot of player-owned towns, they just, they may have for themselves. They're not paying attention to it at this point. Here you've got one that's pretty populated. Eaton Glen. Well, this one isn't. This is Green Acres. I'm going to run north a little bit, just because I can. I talked about Central Brit. That big tower up there is Central Brit. So you've got... south. Yeah, I'm running it north. This is Central Brittany. So you see all these Brittany flags that are coming up. Brittany Alleys, Brittany Estates, Brittany Fields, Brittany Graveyard. This is Brittany. Now I see it has Central Brit. So if I hit E, I can go into it. This is that boat. So here's a trick. Don't hit the E key on these. What's showing right here, if I hit the E, is where I'm going to go. I don't want to go, if I'm trying to get up to Hidden Vale and get up to Owl's Head. I don't want to go to Brittany Wharfs. I want to take this boat. Mouse over the boat and double click on it. That will actually take you there. If I just hit the E key here, it's pretty much I'm going to go to Brittany Wharfs. Or if I do this, if I hit the E key, I'd be going to Central Brit. The boat is so close to the towns, it'll take you where you don't want to go. So if you want to go to the Hidden Vale, this is Central Brit, this is the boat, mouse, double click it, and that'll take you up there for it. So he's probably going to go to, looking to go to that. So anyhow, this is Central Brit. I live in a town that's off of here, or inside of there. You get to it from within inside. It doesn't have overland access. So I'm going to start heading back south, because I want to go down to, show you this. I want to go down to, head down to Soltown. That guy says a bandit. You'll see these on the overland maps here and there. They are kind of random encounters. If you kind of go close to him, he'll come up to you. He'll take you into a small scene where you have to fight them. You can run out if you want to. So those are ones that kind of look little adventure scenes. Like, you go in there, there'll be a bunch of bandits in there. There's a lot of resources, trees, you can do your mining, you can kill them and get loot, and whatnot. So if you get close to one, they will run up and take you into that scene. So I'm not looking to do that right now. I'm not going that way anyways. I'm just heading south. So here's North Midmere Way. Midmere. That's a 2-skull area. I'm going to come over this bridge. If you're asking how am I looking at the map and know where I want to go, I just know where I want to go because, oh there. Eclipse did say hey yeah to me. He said hi. This is in the chat window from me. So I've been through this, up and down this road so many times, so I just know the way. I don't need the map. But I'm showing it for you just for your purpose. You can watch where you're going on the map. It's marking us places. South Midmere Way, another level 2 area, which wouldn't be that hard. I need to get you up a little bit in skills, this character a little bit in skills before we go to level 2. So I'm going to spend some time eventually in a level 1 area. Now, here's where I have a decision. So, I'm going to bring this map back up. I know that the quickest route would be to go this way, go east and go through the pass. It's just a difficult pass to go through. I also know that over here, there's a gap in the mountains that I can get through. It's free, it's not an area. I just typically go that way. It's just the way I've always found it like. So, a lot of people don't know that that one's there. They've just never been there. So I always point it out. So I'm going to head, I'm actually going counter to it. I'm actually going to go back west a little bit so I can go through that gap in the mountain. The other thing it'll save me is the load time. If I go through the Brightbone Pass, I have to screen load into that area, go through it, screen load back into Novia. Well, this is just, while it's a little bit further, it takes a little bit less time because I'm not screen loading. So I'm going to walk through the trees. You can see on the map I'm just about over the gap. So I'm going to start looking at the mountains there. And there it is. Ah! Looks like I'm going to have to go. There's a bandit in the pass. So we're going to see one of these little little areas here. So he's going to run up to me. Oh, he's orange. Ah! That's the part. So he turned orange. So the worst part is that orange, it goes green, yellow, orange, red. Orange is going to be really tough. So there's just no use for me with what I've got. I've got nothing to fight. So I'm going to run right out of the sea. Literally, I'm going to run for that exit right there. You see my arm swinging? I've double tap. Am I running? Yeah, there it is. Now I'm running. I'm going to get right out of here. So you could stay in there and fight and find some stuff. And with an orange color, there's just no way I can do that. So I'm just going to get in and out. And damn, I just lost my... saving time by not having to enter a scene and exit a scene. I had to do it for this. I can hear my daughter practicing her cello upstairs. I'm pretty sure that probably is going to cross my microphone. Here's someone coming through. Protag Disguisey. He's coming through the pass as well, so he knows the way. Just two avatars passing the day. Sunrise is happening, so I don't need my spells. So here I am on the south part of the coast. Now I'm just going to head west, east. I'm just going to stay on the path and kind of go around it. I kind of, as you pull the mouse up and down, it will change your view forward and backwards. If you move left and right, turns you left and right. Here I pull down on the mouse. I'm looking straight down. If I tilt it out, I can see a little bit further out in the distance. Crossing the bridge. Desolate hills over here. Once again, I just know the map because I've been through this. I used to live down in this area, and that's where I started out, so I know this like the back of my hand. This is the West Perennial Trail. It's a level 2 area. Once we get by Soltown, there's a place called the East Perennial Trail. It's a level 1 area. So we're going to start off in there once I get there. Here's another player-owned town. This is Night Diamond. It's only got one house on there, so it's not too populated. Here's one that's got 2 houses on it. This is Artemis Outland. Up ahead is Artemis. That's a major city, a big one in the game. Path of Love is the City of Love. It's more Asian decorated, so you see a lot of shogun, kimono outfits and stuff like that. The buildings look like that as well. It's a very popular, it's just got the crafting areas, public vendors. If you need something, you can usually find that in here. So Soltown is a very small little town for beginners. This is the main town. You need stuff. This is a primary spot to go to. It's pretty close to it. This is a small NPC, kind of a game-owned town as well. Aldwater. I actually used to live in here. I actually used to have a house in there. And then I can go to Artemis when I needed to. Is it Adoris? Artemis? I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. But this whole thing between here is actually Artemis. And you'll see it when you get in. There's actually the main city's in the middle. And then on the left is a huge palace. On the right's a huge palace. On the east and the west. One is called the Palace of the Mountain. One's called the Palace of Wind. Jilted lovers, mad at each other. They have their own palaces. Woe is them. If you start following the Path of Love quest, which you'll find out later in the game, you'll become intimately familiar with the town of Arteris. So I'm still heading east here. Right up here is actually, we're going to hit the East Perennial Trail. It's a level 1 area. Great place to go adventuring. Said level 1, some skeletons, some bears, some crocodiles, thugs, easy thugs. So as a new character, this is a great place to start out. Get yourself going. Then I can show you where some hidden catacombs are in Soltown. You can start branching out and start going to level 2 areas and whatnot. So I'm going to go north of here. And it is marked Soltown. Here's Aaron Yates, a benefactor. This is the town of Soltown. It's kind of known in the game generally as the new player's town. This is where a lot of new players end up. So don't feel bad. I mean, this is if there's some more advanced players there, they're there to help out kind of the newer ones. So we have gone from over here in Resolute. There's Highvale. This is probably Resolute right there. We've gone from this area of the map down through the pass, saw the Brittany's, came down, went through this mountain pass, and went all the way over here. We pretty much just traveled the distance of the world, if you think about it lengthwise. So it's not that long to walk. So don't think that this is too far to go to. You just need to know your path to go to. Don't be afraid of going to other towns when you need to. There are other areas like mining areas that you're going to go to. Like one of the places I go for mining for gold is over here in Elysium. While one of the places I can go for copper is over here in Verdantis. I think it is somewhere down. I think this is it. It's down in this area here, actually, maybe here. If there's some place I want to go for iron, it's over here in this part of the map. There's some other copper stuff that I go up here in Drakvald or up here. So don't be afraid to want to, be able to walk. That's part of the game. Have fun. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You could die. You're not going to lose anything. You just have to go resurrect yourself and be on your way. Dying is part of this. This is like teaching people how to ski. The first thing I want to learn how to ski, and one of the first things I say, great. First thing I'm going to teach you is how to fall. The people that hurt themselves are the people that don't know how to fall correctly. So in this game, you can't be afraid of dying. You don't die. You end up just flat, and you end up as a ghost. But then you go get resurrected and try it again. And I do that very often on there. So yeah, but so don't be afraid to travel a big map. It is a big world, because this shows one thing, but then in every one there's lots of spaces. You don't have to know it. You just have to start knowing places. So right now, even from this videos, you know what Highvale is. You know what Resolute is. You know where Owl's Head is in here in Central Brit. And now we're going to know where Soltown is. So I'm going to pop into Soltown, show you where it's at, the banking and the stuff, the general stuff you can get to. So I'm here. I'm going to hit E, pop into Soltown. Once I get done here, I'm going to load some stuff off. I'm going to cut this video off at this point. So this is to get you, I just want to get to a sense of how to get around the world, how to travel, get through, find stuff, and then I want to, get you into this area of the world, which I think is just a lot easier for some of the newer characters. And then from here, you can start branching upward and start exploring stuff. There's all different types of things to see. But the big reason why I'm doing this is that, actually, let me stop there. So these are different places. There's a welcome center for new people. You're considered an outlander. So if you want to go to the welcome center, it's this little side town that's right outside. It's a POT, but they set it up to help people out, so that you can get some assistance. You can ask questions. They talk about it. This wagon's going to go to the Oracle Oasis. This one's going to go to Bricktown. So these are, I think this one here is going to go somewhere. The Severed Isle. So these are all places you can go to just from inside of here. But once you come into Soltown, we're going to head south on the map. We're going to follow the path. Every building you kind of see around here, these are player-owned towns, and player-owned houses. This guy owns a house, but basically it's a pavilion, a crafting. He's got some vendors there, so you can go use the crafting area there. This guy owns a Viking home. This guy owns a spooky Gothic mansion. This one up here, this white one, is what they call an ornate greenhouse. It's the smallest house. It's a row house, but at the top it has a place where you can grow things inside really easy. This is the old, I think it's a knight's knight's tower with a turret. I actually had one of these. I like these little houses. What else is there? Some people have statues, a wishing well. Is that with all these statues on here? They don't even place a house. They just put up a wall, put some all these cool statues, which is cool. Here's some. This is a printing press. You can write books in this game. You can actually write text, put it into a book that's actually in the game. You can actually take these printing presses and make copies of them. There's people that actually write original content for the game, or stories, whatnot, and sell their books. That's a toilet. Literally is a wooden outhouse. These are crafting stations. This is a blacksmith station. This is a smelting station where you take ore and make it into ingots. This is a milling station where you take wood and turn it into timber and into boards, which you can then use on a carpentry station. This is a loom or a textile station, so you can take cotton and turn it into thread, into yarn and whatnot. And then you can use that on a tailoring station where you actually make it into stuff like cloth pants or whatever else. You also see some crafting station will have this little flag, and you see the text that says Benefactor Expert Textile Station. The Expert Station give you +5. So if you're at a level 50 for textiles, you're at level 50. If you use this particular station, you'll actually be 55 because it's an expert station. So these ones with little flags that people have on their properties they're bonus. They give you +5 in whatever area. So this would be +5 in tailoring over here. Oops. This would be +5 in cooking. This would be +5 in smelting, and so on. I have one. I have a blacksmithing one. These people probably got it because they have this primary lot here in this beginning town. They were original backers of the game, so they probably got a whole collection of these as part of their package. I have one. You can buy them, literally buy them for cash from people, and they will trade it to you in game. But they're about like 45 bucks a piece. So I have one that I wanted for my for blacksmithing, and I probably want to get one for carpentry. But that's it. I mean, I'm not going to get it for the rest of it. So yeah, so all different types. That's a rustic home there. You've got all different types of one. That big one there is kind of dark. Is that a no? That's just a stone row home. Yeah, just different types. Here's someone that has a little. He's got these stone walls that he's put up around his property. You can, if you go over here, this is a marker lot. It'll tell you the size. If you double click on it, this is a Knight Benefactor. It's a village home, and it's owned by Fistantilus. It's a private residence. So this is a Knight Benefactor home. This here, if you look at this one, a little bit different. It's a village lot. This is a Knight Founder. So people who had the Knight Founder package versus the Knight Benefactor, they got different houses. And you can sell yours to get different ones. I change houses like I change underwear. No better analogy for that. So anyways, we were coming south. We came from the houses over there, from over here. This is the path we came down. We came in from this way. I turned, or came around this path. And if I look here, let me get my bearings. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this is the path. So we came down this path and we came here, and you'll see on the map we go through, there's a kind of opening. This is the town square. Lots of interesting people. You got the crier here. Don't forget you can visit the crier at every town. And if you double click or hit enter on him, he'll give you 100 gold. Every new town crier you visit for one time only, you go there, you can get 100 gold. They also have a thing called mail delivery. He can give you a package to take to another town crier. He may say, okay, yeah, please go take this to the town crier in Central Brit. You walk across the map, go to the town crier there, you'll get the 100 gold for visiting the first time, and you'll get some money for 100 gold. You'll get some more money for delivering the package. It's an easy way to make money on that as well. And it also helps you start exploring the map. Every town crier will tell you about lots that are available, player lots, so people can actually place a house. This one has 0 of 30. There's only 30 lots in this town. They're all village. They're all gone. The likelihood of one opening up is 0. It's just because it's such a popular area for new people to come into. If I want to see where Lazarus Long lives, I could select this and say set the compass direction. And you look, I've got a green marker. And if I say, all right, well, let me go see where that green marker is. It's up on my compass. I'm going to go straight. I arrived at the destination lot, owned by Lazarus Long. So if you're trying to find someone specifically, you can find it. Lazarus Long, you'll hear him on maybe Jack and Laz on the, I think it's the NBNN thing. I forget the name of the radio network. He's an official knight, been knighted by Lord Bruce, a knighted character in the game. So that's why I picked his name, I just knew that. So this is a small little town square. This is the inn. This whole town inn. You want to know where this one is because in here, not only can you get stuff, but you can talk to your banker. This is the automated banker in this town. You can actually bring him up, and he's a bank. So I can take all my stuff that I took out from the other town, all this stuff here, and say, you know what? This is not my new home base, so I'm going to leave it here. So it's in Soltown. That's it. So this is your banker. So I can come in there and do that. There are pianos and stuff. You can actually sit down and play music on it. There's a book. You could take some of these things. I witness that it's going to be a virtue hit. So this is the inn. More important, there's the bank. This is the combat trainer. So if you want to learn skills on here, like in my swords, as I open up this one, if I look at this guy, double slash, it says it down in the bottom, says it requires thrust to be at level 40. So when I get to 40 here, this will become available, become blue. And I could tell this guy, pay this guy 100, he'll open it up, and then I can start using that skill and training on that. Just like I opened this one up. Just like I went to this one, actually where's my son one? I paid that person to open this one up. So if this is like fireball above your head. Once I get to level 20 of light, I could open up Searing Ray, which is a kind of like, it's an offensive spell. It's like burns people. Enlightenment increases your intelligence. So once it's at 20, this will open up. At 20, this will open up. This is blind. Reduces attack accuracy of your target. So I could blind someone. Kind of like think about your light. You shine light on them, they can't hit you as much. So it reduces it. So yeah, the combat trainer trains you on your combat skills. This is Byron Titanius. There's a tour guy there. What else? There's a villager there. What else is in here? Tailoring shop. There's a tailoring vendor in there. There's a guard. This is the crafting trainer. This is a blacksmith. So I can come in and sell to her. She's a blacksmith. I can sell her to her. I can come here in this one. I can actually learn crafting skills. So here I am. I've got my mining skill. It's at 12. I could open up survey mining so I can better see resources. It requires this to be at 40. So I can come in and train any one of my crafting skills. So crafting trainers and adventure trainers. So think about them that way. You'll also run in sometimes a master trainer. So this is the master range trainer. He does weird things. Tai Chi, jumping jacks, he's kind of funny. But this is the one person inside of all of Novia that can actually train you at the highest levels of range combat. So here's my range combat, and you can go to any trainer and get this stuff. But when you want to open up these guys down here at the bottom, you have to actually go to a master trainer. Him. And only him. So let's say you're working on your blades. And you get down, you finally want to get, I don't know if it's this one or not, or this one. Definitely this one. If I want to train that one, to open that up, I have to go to the master blades trainer, right? You got to figure out where he's at to go and do that. So this guy here is an adventure trainer, but he's also specialized in range, so he can train you on the very top ones on there. His name is Varen. So everywhere in the game, so throughout the lands, there are different master trainers for different things. I do have a video entry about that, I think. If not, you can ping me. I can talk to you where those at. There are posts that say where all the master trainers are, so you don't have to wander the lands looking for it. But you have to find out where it's at. Like I do know in the town of Desolus, which is north of us in the desert. It's in that Grunwald area. So there's Grunwald, Drakvald. There's down near the perennial coast. And north of us, we have to go through a pass, is the town of Desolus. Inside the town of Desolus is the master trainer for fire magic. So when I went to when I went to look at my fire and I wanted to learn Ring of Fire and I wanted to learn how to summon a fire elemental, big fiery thing that fights alongside of me, I had to go to that master trainer to do it. So anyways, you'll see him doing funny things. He is a trainer, but more importantly, he is a master trainer on this. So you can sell stuff here to this vendor. You can get training at your different trainers here. Killing chickens isn't a bad thing to do here. Here, I can kill it. Now I can actually skin it. Isn't a bad thing to do. They're easy to kill, but you get some other things. Chicken carcass is what you can take to a butchery station, turn into chicken meat. Bundle of feathers, you can sell those or you can keep those. As a crafter, I'm an archer, so I make arrows. You need bundles of feathers to make arrows, so I kill chickens to get that. Eggs is also a cooking ingredient, and you get a little bit of experience with that. Oh, you can go around and kill the little animals. I don't think you can kill the cats. You can kill the dogs. Go figure. Dogs don't give you anything anyways. You can use these crafting stations. Notice there's no little flags, so this is regular blacksmithing. Or you can go around the other one. With the expert, you get the 5 bonus on it. But most of these towns will have that. Then outside of it, there's actually all the player-owned stuff. But this is the town square. This is really Soltown. It's very simple, very small. If you need something beyond that, public vendors, whatever else, that's when you go over to Arteris. But here's just a quick place to get to. It's easy for players to get in, not get lost. Last thing I want to talk about Soltown before I go any further and wrap this up and go off to the next one is if you come out of the south of Soltown, there's the Soltown, the cemetery over here, and there's the Soltown catacombs. So you can come out this side and you can head this way. These are people's houses here. This is Ida's armor and clothing. This is her decorated. Her house is a pavilion. Stacks of wood and all that, plants. Got kind of a reindeer here. Sweet. This is got a snowman. You can craft those in the game too. You can go in. If a player house lets you in, it'll let you in. You can turn that on. He's got some sofa chairs which you can sit on. There's a so all the stuff in here they've decorated. Yeah, pictures on the wall. It's got lighting, a cabinet. You can't open it because you don't have access to it. Here's some beds they put in here. This is it's decorated. It's not like fantastically decorated. Here's an upper area. You can put planting beds. You can grow things like cotton or food and whatnot. There's down there. So I mean, yeah. So if it's open, you can go on in. I mean, especially on player houses. Go in, take a look, see what people are doing, get ideas what you like. Anyway, so this is the graveyard, and there's that little building there. It's the crypt. This will take you down into the Soltown crypt. So a lot of towns have crypts, little dungeons underneath it, and they can actually lead you to other towns. You actually can go into this crypt, go through, and come out in a different town on the other part of the map. You actually travel there quicker. Once you get a little bit more skills, we'll actually I'll show some stuff in here because there's a lot of monsters in here. You can quickly get kill the monsters, get a lot of loot, pop out, and go right back into town. You don't even have to scene change out of it. So it's a popular area to go for new people. I don't want to say it's completely easy because you can actually get through there and end up in a place with a bunch of elves, which are a little bit tougher in here. I found a demon in there that even now is my full-on character. That thing like 3 or 4 hits and kills me. There's Jack Corpsey, another. Looks like he's. If you take a look, that's his title. That's his name, the character name. This is the guild that he's in. So you show up as an Outlander. I show up as Outlander Eleanor Strombo. I think you can change that a little bit. I don't know what else you can put in here. Titles. Nope, Outlander is the only one I can do. That's all I got. While other people, you see someone's visit. You see that visitor? They're on the free trial. Literally the free trial that you can download. It ends today, at some point today. I think tonight, midnight tonight Central Time. But they're allowed to play the game for free, just to come out and try it. And you can see that visitor tag on there with them. So that's what that means. That's what that visitor thing means. What else is there? Baron there is working on light skills, I think. I can work on my light skill. There's a villager. You'll see this annoying guy come out here every once in a while and throw up. His name is Jeppeth. Just don't ask. That's what he does. And that was for Eric of Weird. His friend Shepard. Not to mention Chad. There's Chad over here, the beggar. Chad the beggar always wants a gold coin. That's Soltown. So let me wrap this up. Started out in Resolute. Showed you how to navigate, how to look at the big map, how to interpret it, how to walk through it, how to get from one spot to another. Plan out your route, go walk your route, get there. If you're a new character, I really suggest you come down into Soltown. It's small enough. You can make it a base of operations. You don't have a house, so live in the inn. You don't have to live, you just log out, but use the bank that's in the inn. And then once you get back outside of Soltown, East Perennial Trail is your friend. Level 1 area, great place. My next video will be me out there adventuring, kind of showing how to go do that. And I'll show you the interaction. I'll go there, do as much as I can, carry as much as I can back out, come back here, sell it. And I can do that a bit while I build up my skills until I get strong enough to go into the catacombs. I know if some of you want to be a crafter, want to see the other stuff in the game, that's a great thing to want to do, and I'm not going to stop you if I know you can't do it. I'm just going to tell you from mechanically in the game, you've got to be able to survive first. So you need to become an adventurer, whether that's a sword fighter, a mace fighter, a mage, which is a little bit tougher, a range combat. Range combat, I like it. I've always liked it in the game because as a solo player sometimes, I can run around and just shoot arrows at the guys. I don't have to stand toe-to-toe and fight on the guys. So I've always preferred range combat. I picked this one out I've not been a swordsman, so we'll give that one a go. If you do see this in the upper corner, get this little thing, little social icon, some people there with the number 1. I click it. Falcon Rainfeather sent me a request to be a friend. Falcon, I believe, is in the game, so I'm gonna say okay. So Falcon is offline as a friend. Elena, which is my other character, is a friend. I've requested this when Lord British pops on, he'll go ahead and friend it. These people are in the game right now, and they've accepted my friendship. So I'm building up my friends list here. So I think that is it. All right, so that's part 3. So it's a little bit windy, but I just want to give you the nuts and bolts of getting around the world and getting yourself to a place you can establish a base. You don't have to go to Soltown. You go be it in any other area. I just think there's it's just when it's a little bit tighter and simpler like this, it allows you to focus on the basic things you need to focus on, and then as you go and spread out and go to different parts, you can go do that. I literally stayed in this area for almost about a month, just playing in the area. Got to know this every well, and every time I saw a question, hey, where should I go for this easy stuff? I'm like, come down here, it's really easy. And then as I got stronger, I branched out, moved to different spots. So I'm actually up in the central part of the continent now. There's more things up there that I want to that are more appropriate for my character. So that's it. Once again, this is Elena Strombo as Eleanor right now, from sototutorials.com. If you got questions, comments on the video, thumbs up or thumbs down would be appreciated. If you're finding the content useful, please please subscribe to the channel. That'd also be great. Show that gives me a gauge that this stuff people are finding it useful and good stuff. So that's it. Take care. We'll see you in part 4 when I get that recorded, which either be tonight or tomorrow, and we'll publish that out there. Safe travels. Happy adventuring.